troublesome thing that heart is almost completely destroyed in love and service unto the Supreme Personality of Godhead, who is praised to be transcendental songs is established as an irrevocable fact.
Jai. So, by regular hearing of this Bhagavatam, unfortunately, the most effective process of hearing, or to hear from a person Bhagavat who could impart the wisdom directly into your heart. So I'm not that person, so this is the best we had. Luckily, something has been imparted into my heart, and whatever has been imparted into my heart, I can maybe share with you, but that's about it. But the good news is that still hearing the words of the acharyas, or even the translation of the Bhagavatam, is helpful. And then the commentary of our acharyas is also very helpful. And maybe, just maybe, something has been transmitted my way from many great personalities who have spoken Bhagavatam to me before. And maybe whatever has entered my heart in that way I can share with you guys, and also that will be the great hope. But yes, by this type of hearing, all material desires will be vanquished, and in love with the Supreme Personality of Godhead, who is praised with transcendental songs, established as an irrevocable fact. So if you just take this one activity of hearing the Bhagavatam and you really run with it, meaning you chase away, don't chase away them. You want to chase down all of the Bhagavatam reciters, the most bona fide reciters of Bhagavatam there are, and hear from them regularly. You will, you'll make great benefit. You'll be very filled with transcendental wisdom. So this is the process. That's why the Vedas were originally all spoken. This is how enlightenment comes. It comes through Shabda Brahma, through spiritual sound, from the enlightened personality to us. And the Lord ultimately, He always has a chain of enlightened personalities, prophets, messiahs, people He sends to enlighten the masses of people. So we are trying to find these people and hear the transcendental messages from them, and they will impart that right into our heart. But we are doing the best with what we have here in Syracuse, but something definitely can be done. So, again, before we begin, we'll do one more set of verses if anyone wants to. I would like to learn all of the translations of these and explain them to you guys eventually, but that's a project for some time. today's subject matter, more signs of a bad day. So it seems everyone is a little off today. Am I the only one sensing that? Is everyone else feeling off? Is there some type of astrological influence or something?
Full moon today.
There is a full moon, yes. So that's it's actually the strongest mental time of the month. That's why the most murders and crimes often happen on this time of the month. Things like that. So it is a full moon. So yeah, that makes sense. But anyway, yes, try and use the full moon's increased amplified mental energy to progress forward in your sadhana bhakti life. Like that. Everything can be used in Krishna's service. So now we have an increase in mental energy via the full moon. So now use it nicely, and it'll spur you to take action. That's what I know. That's why people take action to kill other people on today and things like this. Did you know that on the full moon the most crimes and violent things happen? And they do it because it has to do the moon is very integrally related with your mind, your mental fluctuations. What?
You know me.
Yes. Piyush, sit your mind down right now. No problem. So I'll help you. So anyhow, use the mind nicely to engage in Krishna's service. This is a very nice thing, and then there'll be no problem. And you'll kind of be pretty even-keeled, no matter what's happening with the planets and the environment around you. You'll just be like, all right, I'll do the same thing I do every day, no problem. So like that. Anyhow, we are in the Bhagavatam. Yudhishthira is seeing all kinds of inauspicious omens. The last ones we saw, the smokes encircling the sky. We were talking about how the last year, from the wildfires, there was smoke encircling the sky everywhere, and you couldn't even go outside, or you weren't supposed to. I did anyway. But the earth and the mountains are throbbing, the cloudless thunder, and you see bolts from the blue, just thunder and lightning appearing from nowhere, not even a rainstorm. Wind is blowing violently, blasting dust everywhere, creating darkness. Clouds are raining everywhere with bloody disasters. I don't know if you're seeing, actually interesting this is happening. We're going through this right now all across the USA. There's all kinds of crazy flooding. There's in Houston, and then New Mexico, and now Chicago flooded yesterday. And it's just, it's probably man-made because it's like crazy. These are like once in 1,000-year type of events happening all at once. So there's probably something happening. I don't know. But anyhow, nonetheless, if governments of the world are controlling such weather modifications, very inauspicious sign if things like that are happening. But still, we're going through, Yudhishthira is seeing it, and actually we can relevantly and practically see in this country it's happening right now. And I saw like a post, I don't know how, because apparently wherever these things are happening, there's usually some resources, lithium or things that they want to harvest for AI technologies and all kinds of technologies. Like there was like that in Asheville and all these other crazy places. So anyway, they were showing a map of Northeast PA, and Binghamton, which is only an hour south of here, was like in the map of where like all this like lithium is. And so people are like, this is gonna be the next spot. I don't know if it's actually factual, but don't be surprised if it comes to us here in Syracuse. You shouldn't be surprised if these inauspicious things come to us, because guess what? We're in this country too. We pay the taxes. We are part of the, the world here. So we have to deal with the karmic reactions of this part of the world. So, yes, don't be surprised. But anyhow, let's see what's happening here in the Bhagavatam. Suryang hata prabhang pasya grahamardang mito divi sasankuler bhutagane Chvadita eva rodasi. It's like rapid fire these. Suryam, the sun. Hata prabham, its rays declining. Pashya, it's just see. Grahamardam, clashes of the stars. Mita, among one another. Divi, in the sky. Sasankulai, being mixed with, Bhutaganai, by the living entities, Jwalite, being ignited, Eva, as if, Rodasi, crying. The rays of the sun are declining, and the stars appear to be fighting amongst themselves. Confused living entities appear to be ablaze and weeping. What does ablaze mean?
Fire.
Yes, that's what I thought,
Blazing.
is there a different? Why would people appear to be on fire? It's pretty wild.
Emotional fire.
Ablaze, burning fiercely, very brightly colored, filled with anger and other strong emotion. So that must be what it means, because I can't imagine everyone was on fire. That would be very, very inauspicious. Be most inauspicious.
Because I have this burning desire or this burning anger.
Yes, you're ablaze, very emotionally charged.
Yes.
The confused living entities appear to be ablaze and weeping. Very emotional and weeping. The rays of the sun are declining, and the stars appear to be fighting amongst themselves. I don't know if you know this, but actually when inauspicious configurations of the stars come together, it's usually because some of I don't know if you know much about the planetary personalities, but some are friends and some are enemies. So sometimes enemies get together in the sky, and when they get together in the sky, you'd say it appears they're fighting amongst each other. So they must be seeing inauspicious constellations coming together in the sky. So, let's continue. Nadyo nadashchak shubita sarangshi cha manangshi cha najwalat yagnira ajena kalo yanking vidhasyati. Rapid fire. Nadya, rivers. Nadacha, and the tributaries. Kshubita, all perturbed. Saramkshi, reservoirs of water. Cha, and Manangshi, the mind. Cha, also. Na, does not. Jwalati, ignite. Agni, fire. Ajyena, with the help of butter. Kala, the time. Ayam, extraordinary it is. Kim, what? Vidasyati, going to happen. Rivers, tributaries, ponds, reservoirs, and the mind are all perturbed. Butter no longer ignites fire. What is this extraordinary time? What is going to happen? Everything. I mean, we're seeing now with all the flooding how perturbed the rivers are. They're like, very, so unsteady water is a sign of like, something is going to happen here. This is obvious, right? Like a storm or something like that. Butter no longer ignites fire. That would be very strange. And what is this extraordinary time? What is going to happen? Back to Craig. Hare Krishna. Na pibanti stanang vatsa naduhyanti cha mataraha rudantya shrumukha gabo narhishyant rishabha vraje. Na does not. Pibanti, suck. Stanam, breast. Vatsa, the calves. Na, do not. Duyanti, allow milking. Cha, also. Matara, the cows. Rudanti, crying. Ashrumukha, with a tearful face. Gava, the cows. Na, do not. Hrishanti, take pleasure. Rishabha, the bulls. Vraje, in the pasturing ground. The calves do not suck the teats of the cows, nor do the cows give milk. They are standing, crying, tears in their eyes, and the bulls take no pleasure in the pasturing grounds. So if you're a farmer, these are signs that something inauspicious is there. The calves are not taking the milk. The cows are not giving milk. And everyone's standing crying, tears in the eyes, and the bulls take no pleasure in the pasturing grounds. So these are some, wow. Where are the purports at?
Maybe just read the translations.
I gotta do the Sanskrit. It's my yagya. Daivatani rudantiva svidyanti huchalanti cha ime janapada gramaha parodhyana karashramaha brashta shriyoni rannandaha kimaghang darshayantinaha Daivatani, the deities in the temple, Rudanti, seem to be crying. Eva, like that. Svidhyanti, perspiring. He, certainly. Uchalanti, as if going out. Cha, also. Ime, these. Janapada, cities. Grama, villages. Pura, towns. Udyana, gardens. Akara, mines. Ashrama, hermitages, etc. Brashta, devoid of. Shriya, beauty. Niranandaha, bereft of all happiness. Kim, what sort of? Agham, calamities. Darshayanti, shall manifest. Na, to us. The deities seem to be crying in the temple, lamenting and perspiring. They seem about to leave. All the cities, villages, towns, gardens, mines, and hermitages are now devoid of beauty and bereft of all happiness. I do not know what sort of calamities are now awaiting us. So, these, when beauty leaves, and also if the deities seem sad in the temple. You actually see this sometimes. You go to India, you go to different temples, and sometimes the deities in the temple seem sad. A lot of times it's due to the neglect of the pujaris, or even not even having the resources. A lot of the temples are so broke and poor, they really can't have a nice standard of worship. So this is actually, they'll seem like they're lamenting and perspiring. And everyone's been to a rundown town where it's like, it's a bit rough in this area, So if they're devoid of beauty and bereft of all happiness, calamity is coming, or calamity is here. So, we'll continue. Manya iter mahot pater Nunang Bhagavata Padai Ananya Purusha Shribir Hinabur Hatta Sobaga Manye, I take it for granted. Etai, by all these. Maha, great. Utpatai, upsurges. Nunam, for one of. Bhagavata, of the personality of Godhead. Padai, the marks on the sole of the foot. Ananya, extraordinary. Purusha, of the Supreme Personality. Shribi, by the auspicious signs. Hina, dispossessed. Bu, the earth. Hatta Sobaga, without the fortune. I think that all these earthly disturbances indicate some greater loss to the good fortune of the world. The world was fortunate to have been marked with the footprints of the lotus feet of the Lord. These signs indicate that this will no longer be. So Yudhishthira is using his intelligence. He's seeing, all right, all of the collection of inauspicious things, this must mean something. And he's saying, I think this must be, the world was fortunate to have the footprints of the Lord on it, and these signs indicate that this will no longer be. So he was also foretold by Narada, if you remember previously. So he's realizing what's about to happen. So, iti chintayatastasya drishtarishtena chetasa ragya pratyagamad brahman yadupurya kapitvajaha. Iti, thus, chintayata, while thinking to himself, tasya, he, drishta, by observing, arishtena, bad omens, chetasa, by the mind, ragya, the king, prati, back, agamat, came, brahman, O Brahman, yadupurya, from the kingdom of the Yadus, kapidvajaha, Arjuna. O Brahman Shonik, while Maharaj Yudhishthira, observing the inauspicious signs on the earth at that time, was thus thinking to himself, Arjuna came back from the city of the Yadus, Dwaraka. Tang padayor nipatitam ayatha purva maturam adho vadanama bindun srijantang nayanabjayo. Tam, him, Arjuna, padayo, at the feet, nipatitam, bowing down, ayatha purvam, unprecedented, aturam, dejected, adhavadanam, downward face, up bindun, drops of water, srijantam, creating, nayana abjayo, from the lotus-like eyes. When he bowed at his feet, the king saw that his dejection was unprecedented. His head was down, and tears glided from his lotus eyes. Wow. We gotta make it all the way to 28 before we get anything. Okay. Vilokyod vigna hridayo. Vichayam anujang nripa. Prichati sma suhrin madhye. Sangsmaranada deditam. Vilokya, by seeing. Udvigna, anxious. Hridaya, the heart. Vichayam, pale appearance. Anujam, Arjuna. Nirpa, the king. Prachatisma, asked. Suhrit, friends. Madhye, amongst. Sangshmaran, remembering. Narada, sage Narada. Iritam, indicated by. Seeing Arjuna pale due to heartfelt anxieties, the king, remembering the indications of the sage Narada, questioned him in the midst of friends. Yudhishthir vacha kachidanartapuryang naha swajanasukamasate madhuboja dasharharha satvatandaka vishnayaha. Yudhishthir vacha, Yudhishthir said, Kachit, whether, Anartapuryam, of Dwarka, Na, our, Swajana, relatives, Sukham, happily, Asate, are passing their days, Madhu, Boja, Dasharha, Arha, Satvata, Andaka, Vrishnaya, of the family of Vrishni. Maharaj Yudhishthir said, my dear brother, please tell me whether our friends and relatives such as Madhu, Boja, Dasharha, Arha, Satvata, Andaka, and the members of the Yadu family are all passing their days in happiness. Shuro matamaha kachit svastyaste vatamarisha matula sanuja kachit kushalyanaka dundubhi. Shurasena, Matamaha, maternal grandfather. Kachit, whether, Svasti, all good. Aste, passing his days. Va, or, Atha, therefore. Marisha, respectful. Matula, maternal uncle. Saun Anuja, with his younger brothers. Kachit, whether, Kushali, all well. Anakadundubihi, Vasudev. Is my respectful grandfather Shirasen in a happy mood? And are my maternal uncle Vasudev and his younger brothers all doing well? Saptasva sadastat patnyo matulanya sahatmajaha asate sasnusha kshemang devaki pramukha swayam. Sapta, seven, swasara, own sisters, tat patnya, his wives, matulanya, maternal aunts, saha, along with, atmaja, sons and grandsons, asate, are all, sasnushaha, with their daughters-in-law, shemam, happiness, devaki, pramukha, headed by, swayam, personally. His 7 wives, headed by Devaki, are all sisters. Are they and their sons and daughters-in-law all happy? Kachid rajahuko jivat yasat putrasya chanujaha hridika sasuto kruro jayanta gadasadanaha asate kushalang kachid yecha shatru jidadayaha kachid aste sukhang ramo Bhagavan Sattvatang Prabhu. Kachit, whether, Raja, the king, Ahuka, another name of Ugrasen, Jivati, still living, Asat, mischievous, Putra, son, Asya, his, Cha, also, Anuja, younger brother, Hridika. Did you know that Anuja's younger brother, like Ramanuja, you've heard that before? Ramanuja Acharya. It means the younger brother of Ram. Who's that? Not that Ram. Think of another Ram. Ramanuja. Who is Ramanuja? Yes. Balaram is, who is the younger brother?
Krishna.
Yeah, it's a name for Krishna, Ramanuja. So if you hear Ramanuja Acharya, it's like the Krishna Acharya. So anyway, Hridika, Sasuta, along with son, Kritavarma, Akrura, Jayanta, Gada, Sarana, Asate. Are they all? Kushalam, in happiness. Kachit, whether. Yea, they, cha, also. Shatrajit, Adayaha, headed by. Kachit, whether. Aste, are they. Sukam, all right. Rama, Balaram, Bhagavan, the personality of Godhead. Sattvatam, of the devotees. Prabhu, the protector. Are Ugrasen, whose son are the mischievous Kamsa, and his younger brother still living? Is Ugrasen happy? Are Hridika and his son Kritavarma happy? Are Akrura, Jayanta, Gada, Sarana, and Shatrajit all happy? How is Balaram, the personality of Godhead and the protector of the devotees? Hastinapur, Prabhupada, purport. Hastinapur, the capital of the Pandavas, was situated somewhere near present New Delhi, and the kingdom of Ugrasen was situated in Mathura. While returning to Delhi from Dwaraka, Arjuna must have visited the city of Mathura, and therefore the inquiry about the king of Mathura is valid. Amongst various names of the relatives, the name of Ram, or Balaram, eldest brother of Lord Krishna, is added with the words, the personality of Godhead, because Lord Balaram is the immediate expansion of Vishnu Tattva, as Prakash Vigraha of Lord Krishna. The Supreme Lord, although one without a second, expands himself as many other living beings. The Vishnu Tattva living beings are expansions of the Supreme Lord, and all of them are qualitatively and quantitatively equal with the Lord. But expansions of the Jiva Shakti, the category of the ordinary living beings, are not at all equal with the Lord. You know the difference between Jiva Shakti, Vishnu Shakti, like this? So basically, there is one God, there's one Supreme Lord, and everything is an expansion of Him. But it's a Beta Prakash expansion of Him, meaning that everything is different from Him, but at the same time everything is one with Him. So there are some expansions that are more closely related to Him, like His brother Balaram, who's actually said to be non-different. He is mentioned as an incarnation of Krishna, but also he is. They all have different roles. But we are also incarnations of Krishna, but on a much smaller scale, you could say. Balaram can do so much, and we can do so little. So this is, most living entities of this world are Jiva Shakti. But some living entities of the different spiritual worlds are Vishnu Shakti, or you could say Vishnu Tattva. So Balaram is of that. So he's said to be like Balaram, the personality of Godhead. You'll hear of many things in the Bhagavatam, different Vishnu Tattva expansions of the Lord, like Prithvi Maharaj, and actually Prithvi Maharaj, I think he is considered a Shakti Avesh avatar. So, but you'll hear of many different personalities. Some are the Lord's direct expansion, and some are kind of like us, the Jivas, who are, we're trying to through sadhana approach the Lord. So these are kind of the Prabhupada is talking about that. But one who considers the Jiva Shakti and the Vishnu Tattva to be on an equal level is considered a condemned soul of the world. So you should know actually what's Jiva Shakti and what's Vishnu Shakti. And if you consider, like even for instance, we were talking about the gradations of devotees. If you consider the Guru, who is Krishna appearing to you in this type of form, if you consider them just a regular, ordinary jiva, this is a great offense, actually. And this is an offense that a condemned soul will make. That somebody who is not really ready to receive Krishna's mercy, this is the type of offense that they will make, actually. So you have to... You must understand the different Shaktis. You must understand where we are as the ordinary Jivas. You must also understand what a bound Jiva looks like. You must understand what a liberated Jiva looks like. And you must understand what the Vishnu Tattva is. Or these are actually like the Supreme Lord, his direct manifestations. These are different avatars. These are different incarnations and so on. And you give special preference, like on Vishnu Tattva appearance days, it's recommended that you fast and celebrate festivals and hear the katha and pastimes of the Vishnu Tattva avatars on those days. Because they're present, they're non-different from their appearance day as well. So anyway, these are things we and you guys are already doing. You might just not realize why we're doing it. Like Narsingha Chaturdasi, the day Nrsimha appears, we hear about Nrsimha's pastimes and so on, and we celebrate and we fast till dusk and things like that. Also on Vishnu Tattva days, it's not recommended that you eat grains and beans on these days. You fast from heavier food stuff, and you take more austerities. So anyway, these are some reasons why, because they're a very special type of manifestation of the Lord, even more special than the ordinary jivas like ourselves. But anyhow, Sri Ram or Balaram is the protector of the devotees of the Lord. Baladev acts as the spiritual master of all devotees, and by his causeless mercy the fallen souls are delivered. Sri Baladev appeared as Sri Nityananda Prabhu during the advent of Lord Chaitanya, and the great Lord Nityananda Prabhu exhibited his causeless mercy by delivering a pair of extremely fallen souls, namely Jagai and Madhai. Therefore, it is particularly mentioned here that Balaram is the protector of the devotees of the Lord. So he's also kind of talking about Guru Tattva, because Balaram is the original Guru that Krishna has manifested in this world. And now the expansion now in Kali Yuga is Nityananda Prabhu. So if you are searching for Guru in your life, or you're searching for the mercy of Guru in your life, and we actually all should, you worship Nityananda Prabhu. And you see he's actually the Guru for us on how, because a lot of times the things that Chaitanya Mahaprabhu does cannot be imitated. Actually, same with Nityananda Prabhu. But Nityananda Prabhu actually preaches, and he goes out and enlightens all the other souls. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu does as well, but he mostly, in his role, he had to follow certain social things, where Nityananda Prabhu, no social things had to be observed by him. He was purely coming as an expansion of service of the Lord to enlighten the living entities. So if you want to connect to Guru, you can pray to Balaram. We have Baladev on the altar, little Baladev, and then Nityananda Prabhu right next to him. So if you are not having Guru's mercy in your life, you pray to them. You will get Guru's mercy, like this. And what do they do? They distribute causeless mercy. In Nityananda Prabhu's case, he delivered the very, very extremely fallen souls, Jagai and Madhai, and was setting the example how everyone is eligible for Krishna's mercy. There's no one like, oh, I'm too fallen, I'm so fallen, things like that. Actually, if you're like that, like, oh, I'm so fallen, I can't make advancement. What you're actually doing is not surrendering the false ego. Not the false ego is just like, oh, I'm the doer, thinking that bhakti is something that you're doing. No, you're not doing anything actually. You are a recipient of mercy, and either you're being sincere and want the mercy of the Lord and ready to receive the Lord's mercy, or you're insincere and you're turning away from the Lord, which is most of us, unfortunately. But actually, there's not one of us who is supposedly so fallen that Krishna's mercy can't come to you. Not one of you. Oh, no, I can't. Look at Madhava, he'll do everything, this, and that, but me? No, that won't work on me. That's the false ego thinking that you're such a special case that Bhakti Devi can't work on you. The Supreme Personality of God has mercy Shakti. No, it can work on everyone else. It can work on Madhava and Ben but not you. No, it's just like the false ego working in a negative manner, thinking. Actually, Bhakti Devi, Radharani's mercy is coming for everybody. So you must realize that everybody is eligible for the mercy of the Lord. Everybody is eligible for the mercy of Guru. Everybody is eligible for the mercy of Bhakti. But who actually wants it? That's the only qualification. Who wants Bhakti? You want Bhakti, you'll get Bhakti. You don't want Bhakti, you'll make so many excuses. Oh, not me. It can't work on me. Not possible for me. No, Partha's a special case. Madhav's a special case. But me? No, this is all false ego. Thinking that,
You want to say it's not an intellectual problem, it's a moral problem.
Yeah. You could say it's a moral problem, but it's also an intellectual problem. It's just ignorance, not realizing what is in your best desire, what is in your best interest,
Well,
and
not
so
wanting liberation or God is a moral problem. It's not an intellectual one.
Yes. So, yeah, it is definitely it's both. Because intellectuals will have good morals. They'll realize the good sense of having high morals. They'll realize the good sense of pleasing God. They'll realize that there even is a God, that there's a relationship, and that you'll do something about it. But because we're not that intellectual, we don't have the pure intellect. We have the contaminated intellect. We're using our intellect to scheme for material things, and ultimately it causes us misery and all kinds of things. But there's nobody who's not that can't be delivered. You look at Jagai and Madhai; they're just the most fallen type of souls, shown in Chaitanya Lila. And Chaitanya Mahaprabhu actually even wanted to kill them because they abused Nityananda Prabhu. But Nityananda Prabhu is so merciful. He said, no, you can't. If you come here and kill them, no one can receive mercy in this world. You're supposed to be so merciful, please. And he begged Chaitanya Mahaprabhu to give his mercy to them. And actually he did. So there's not one of you, oh, no, I'm not like Madhav, I'm not like Parth. There's no way I can do like this. No, every one of you is eligible for bhakti. Avani, you might come in here and think, oh well, they know so many things, and they know like this. What's to speak of me? I don't know anything. Blah blah blah. Nope, doesn't matter. There's not one person, there's not one living entity who's so specially stupid that he can't take the Krishna's mercy. Every single living entity is eligible, but who actually wants that? That's the only thing. There's a verse, very nice. Actually, this verse was, remember when Madhu Mangal was here? He gave the class, and he chanted that the one verse that Prabhupada founded ISKCON on. Yes, this verse, do you remember? So it goes, Krishna Bhakti Rasa, am I going to forget it? Krishna Bhakti Rasa Bhavita Mati Kriyatam Yadi Kutopi Labhyate. Tatra Lolyam Api Mulyang Ekalang Sukriti Na Janma Koti. Janma Koti Sukrita Na Labhyate. Okay, easy. So Krishna Bhakti Ras, meaning if you want the loving, really the nectar, ras, of relationship with Krishna, Krishna Bhakti Rasa Bhavita Mati, if you want that saturated, absorbed in your consciousness, Mati is mind, and Bhavita is like absorbed in spiritual ecstasy. If you want that absorbed in your consciousness, Kriyatam. So if you're seeing that somewhere, like let's say, actually it's coming through sadhu. If a sadhu has Krishna Bhakti Ras and you're seeing that somewhere, what you do immediately is kriyatam. You take action to purchase this immediately. You go to that sadhu, you go to that person who has it, and you say, I want to hear from you. I want to serve you. I want to submit before you. I want to ask questions to you, like this. So then, kriyatam yadi is if, kutopi, anywhere that you see this, labhyate, anywhere it's available, you should take action. Take action like this, on this thing. And then he says, tatra, in that regard, lolyam, greed. Greed, we talked about this thing. One of the things that destroys bhakti is jana sangas chalolyam cha, material greed, but this greed is actually is very good. So tatra lolyam api mulyam ekalam. So api is certainly, mulyam is the price, ekalam is the only price. The only price is greed. If you have desire for Krishna Bhakti Ras, you have desire to get the Krishna Bhakti Ras of the sadhu, that's all, it's the only price. And then it says, Janmakoti, millions of births, Sukriter na labhyate. Millions of births of doing pious activities, dharmic activities, varnashram activities, doing everything proper, it's not available. So if you want Krishna Bhakti, if you want the nectar of Krishna Bhakti, you could do so many millions of births of good dharmic deeds. Oh, I do my duty in society, I do things like this. That's fine. But if you want Krishna Bhakti Ras, it's not available to you. The only price is greed. Only price. If you want it, you go get it. That's it. That's all it is, actually. So, and you'll put yourself in a position to go get it. So this is what we have to do. And I don't know how we got to this from this, but yeah, I guess it's Nityananda Prabhu, and sometimes we can think, oh Prabhu, I'm so fallen. No, you're not special. There was someone, Prabhupada, there was some devotee, and he told Prabhupada he's the most fallen, because he's trying to imitate, the humility, and he's like, you're not the most of anything. Why? Because he knows it's false ego. Oh, I'm so fallen. It doesn't work on me. It's just false ego. You're not special. You're not special on the negative side either. You're not special on the positive side. You're not special on the negative side. You are plenty. You're somebody who's plenty available to receive the Lord's mercy. You're not a special case, and it's just pride thinking that you're special, either positive or negative. It's not you're not a special case. Just take the mercy. It's given freely. It's given.
Isn't Krishna the lowest?
What's that?
The highest?
Yeah, I mean, he's the greatest of the great, and he's the smallest of the small. This, you could say, the super soul, the Antaryami. It's within each atom. He is the smallest of the small. I mean, you could maybe argue, we're the lowest of the low, the Jiva Shaktis, but we're still part of Krishna. So that's how he's coming and manifesting in his smallest expansion is the Jivas. But, you as the individual Jiva you're not the smallest, not the greatest, you're just take the mercy. That's it. That's the main thing. Just take the mercy. Everyone has mercy available. But you have the refined intelligence to just say, yes, I should want this. I should want this. I should act on this. I should take this immediately when it's available. I shouldn't worry about all this other things, this nonsense. Having the morals, you could say it's ultimately stupidity. Where it's just like, oh, no, this is more important than Krishna Bhakti. It's the only thing is just like the ignorance, the stupidity. Yes, somehow I'm thinking this is more important than Krishna Bhakti. That's all it is, actually. Everything else, you don't understand your best interest and you desire against your best interest.
Sometimes I think it's not so much that it's more important, and I'm so attached to it.
Yeah.
That it's more habitual than it is
Sure.
consciously saying, well, this is more important. But quite often, the thought process of, I know this would be better for me to do, but I can't help but do this.
Yeah, and so
Seemingly,
yes, no, you just said something nice that Arjuna says to Krishna in the Bhagavad Gita. He says, well, why do I do sinful reactions almost against my will? He's like, I know I should be doing this, but I'm attached. And Krishna, do you know the answer he gives?
I don't remember.
It's lust alone, actually. It's actually just the desire. It's just the desire that, and where's the desire coming from? It's coming from ignorance, actually, because we don't actually know what's better. We might know the scripture says that, Krishna recommends this, but we don't actually know what's better. We don't actually have faith yet that that's better. If we had, it's the difference between jnana and vijnana. Jnana is information. Oh, Krishna says like this. Vijnana is realization. So it's the difference between understanding that, yes, Krishna says like this, and the results will come like this, and actually realizing those results when they come. That's why Pratyaksha is the best teacher. Because when it actually happens to you, direct experience, then you know, oh, okay, now I get it. But if you really had faith in the words of Krishna, if you really had faith in the words of Sadhu, you would just immediately take. But not yet, that faith hasn't developed yet. That's all it is. It's just the lack of faith is there yet, and when you don't fully have faith in Krishna's words, you have jnana that, oh, Krishna says like this, but I want to do this. The faith hasn't met the jnana yet. When the faith meets the jnana, it's vijnana. Then you'll do, all right, I trust Krishna, But we're just not there yet. We don't have enough faith. And that's really the only problem that we have. It's just a lack of faith. Like even Krishna Prem, you've seen. Maybe I'll pull it up. Let's see. Quickly, I can do. What do they call it? Bhakti Lata Creeper. Oh, here we go. You've seen this before? This is very nice. This is from the Madhurya Kadambini. Oh, can we get it bigger? No, that's horrible. Oh my gosh. What's that part? Maybe I can just zoom here. Okay. Now just see, this is a creeper. Down here, it says the field of the heart. The first thing that happens is Shraddha, is faith. This is the first sprout of the Bhakti Lata Beach. Up here is Prem, the flower, the fruit. Everyone's in ecstasy. It's amazing. You know, everything is just like crazy. You know, how wonderful existence is. But all that is the sprouting and growing of Shraddha. Shraddha is the initial stage. If your faith, that's why Jesus says that if you had faith the size of a mustard seed, you could move a mountain. Why? Because this is the fundamental issue. We don't actually have faith. We don't actually have faith. This is the fundamental issue. We might have a little faith. That's why you've come. With no faith, why would you ever come? You have faith that this something is, I'll benefit in some way from here. You have faith in something in the bhakti process. You have faith in something. But you don't fully have faith in Krishna. If you fully had blossomed faith, it's actually love of God. That's all it is. Condensed and, really condensed and, I'm trying to think of a word. Really condensed faith, strong faith, it blossoms into love of God, actually. So this is our only issue. And how do you get more faith? You can't see it on here, but it tells what's the watering process. Do you know what it says right here on the stem? Well, what do you think? Just use your devotional intelligence, what you've heard. Yes, sadhu sangha. That's the only way you get more faith. You associate with those who have more faith. Someone has more faith than you, they can implant that faith into you. And then you have more faith, and you can keep making advancement, and you keep associating with higher sadhu sangha, and they are giving you more faith, more faith, more faith. So this is the process, actually. It's nothing you have to do other than you just get in sadhu sangha and be receptive. Be respectful, don't make offenses. And, we talked about it last night, tadviti pranipatena, you become very submissive and humble before them, pariprashna, ask them questions, and seva, render them service. And by this process, especially pariprashna, in a submissive mood, naturally the seva opportunities will open, and they'll increase your faith. So this is actually this is our only issue, is we don't have enough faith. If we had more faith, we would be completely surrendered. And this is the origin, you could say, of lust. These strong material desires, because we don't fully have faith that, worshiping, well, what's that going to do for me? Worshiping Krishna. We have the fundamental misunderstanding of what lies in our best interest. We intellectually might know, I've heard if I surrender to Krishna, I'll get a good result. But it's jnana, but it's not vijnana, it's not realized. If it's realized, you would just do it. You see? It's simple, actually. And when you meet somebody and you see very viscerally, oh my gosh, look at this person. Look at this personality. They have such a, look at how blessed their faith in their life has carried them. I must hear from this person. And you hear, and they transmit what has benefited them so much to you. And then you take that and you apply these things, and you go up on the Bhakti Lata Bij creeper more and more until eventually you could reach Prem. I don't know if that'll happen in this lifetime. We're trying. But we want to hear from these personalities. We get this sadhu sangha, and this will uplift us and uplift us and uplift us, and eventually prem will come. So, like this. So anyway, that was a big detour from the purport. But it's actually very, very important thing to understand. There's no disqualification for anybody in bhakti.
Impediment.
Yeah, there's not one material impediment. There's not one material impediment. You're not too old. You're not too lusty. You're not too this. You're not too that. You're the only thing is, do you have the good sense to sit down and take some medicine? Do you, for instance, Alcoholics Anonymous. Anyone ever go to Alcoholics Anonymous before? Yeah. Do you remember what's the first thing?
Serenity prayer.
Oh, that's one thing they
I
do.
always liked it.
But what's the first step of
Realizing you have a problem.
Yes, you have to realize you have a problem. And once you realize you have a problem, good morning. Yes, no problem. You can come through. Don't worry. You have to realize you have a problem, and then what's the next step? Alcoholics Anonymous. Actually, Alcoholics Anonymous, they took to form their philosophy. I'm not agreeing necessarily with just forming one's own philosophy, but they actually did something good to form that philosophy. They took from many of the spiritual traditions all across the world. Good morning. Yes. Feel free, you can just walk through, no problem. Yes, you just went that way. No problem. So they had the good sense to realize they have a problem, and then the next thing they do, they realize they can't conquer the problem on their own. That only a higher power can help them solve the problem. Yes, you remember this as part of Alcoholics Anonymous?
Yeah, although I ended up not dealing with that. I ended up looking to Krishna to help me.
Yeah. Well, you did what they told you, but in a better way,
It wasn't good though. A lot of ways for people to tell their sad stories and.
Yeah. I'm not a fan. I
get what the purpose of it is, and
Yeah.
I think, and hopefully it helps a lot of people that do it. At least
Yeah.
they're there, but it made it almost worse for me in some ways.
Yeah, I can see how that happens. I didn't fully subscribe to their philosophy, but I thought I took some good things when I was there. I didn't need to go to Alcoholics Anonymous. I was legally bound to go to Alcoholics Anonymous.
Oh,
Yeah, so this was in my past, but I had a legal obligation to go. So I had to go, I think, for like 4 times. But when I went, I was like, oh, this is actually kind of good. You guys are surrendering to God in some way and realizing there's a problem. But actually, this is very good. We just have to realize we have this issue that, okay, I desire things against my interest. I don't fully know what's best for me, but I want something better. And if you do, and you have faith in Krishna and Krishna Bhakti, or even the devotees of Krishna, just go and hear from them. Hear from them submissively, and let them help you. Because what they have, they will give you. They're very happy to give you what they have. And then, like for instance, I can only give you so little here in Syracuse. I can give so little, and then we all have gurus and
Don't discount how much you actually give them.
Yeah. Something is there.
I think you have to be careful not to, you're getting us to, look at Krishna, hear his name, chant.
Yeah.
That's really the sadhu sangha.
There's something is there. We're not giving nothing here. Actually, in Syracuse area, this is the most valuable
It's
thing
like thinking
that's
that
here.
maybe you're too loud or whatever.
Yeah.
Don't make that mistake with this either, because
Yeah, well,
just the value of the
actually the value of what is being given. This is in this area and probably a 300-mile radius. This is actually the best thing available, which is why we're here giving. But at the same time, in comparison to the personalities that I've gotten from,
Right.
there's so much more that can be gotten. But my duty here is to connect you to those type of personalities. So that's why we're inviting many guests. Like we'll have a guest. We'll have my brother coming next week. I wouldn't say that's not one of those guests that will give you all kinds of Krishna Bhakti. But actually, hopefully we can all work together to give him Krishna Bhakti. But we have a guest. I'll go down to Bhakta Bandhav and pick up a sannyasi, Jagamohan Maharaj. for next weekend, and he'll be with us all throughout the weekend. Take the opportunity. Take the opportunity. Clear your schedule out, or just do what you can to get in the association of an advanced devotee, and they will give you so much. They're happy to give you, but you have to you have to realize this is in my best interest. I'm not going to be able to do this by myself. I've been doing this by myself for too long. I don't get a good result. I'll never get a good result. Just get in the association of the sadhus, serve them, hear from them, and actually just be benefited. It's not difficult at all. You just have to, he's giving like a shower of nectar, a shower of mercy. You just get under it. Just say, he's saying, come, come, come. You have 2 feet. Get under the mercy. That's all. Yes, sometimes some real life responsibility is there. So you take it and you adjust whatever you can, and then you go back, but you got to see this is in your best interest. So like this. Yeah, don't worry. Okay, I have to end because we have another meeting. We have our verse recitation. It's early this week for schedule relays, so I actually have to go. And because Madhav, you and Ben are also in the verse recitation group. But yeah, none of you are ineligible, and I'm not ineligible to share something. I can give something, but and you can take something, and it's very valuable for anyone who doesn't have, at least even what I have. It's so valuable this bhakti ras. But just have a vision for where this is going. Have a vision and know you're eligible for this thing. Everyone is eligible. Just take it. Just take it. It's not difficult. You just come under it and take it. If you're in the Syracuse area, everyone, Mantra Central, this should be your place. This should be your place. If you're in the Syracuse area, just come here. If you're meeting other sadhus and you're really inspired to go here, there, and the other thing, then you'll find. But be with the sadhus. That's the whole program here. So anyway, this is the expansion of Nityananda Prabhu Balaram's mercy, and Yudhishthira is asking about Balaram here. You should understand this Guru Tattva is the first expansion of Krishna. Well, you could say second expansion of Krishna. So it's very, very important after Bhakti Devi herself, and he's the one who's delivering Bhakti Devi to you, connecting you with Radha and Krishna. So find Guru can come in different forms. We have our Shiksha, we have our Diksha Guru. But a lot of times maybe the Diksha Guru won't always be present or always be available at all times. It's not like, now we have phones, but you didn't used to have a phone, for thousands of years. But now we have phones. But even now with the phone, you can't just call up your guru all the time. And even though my Diksha Guru called me last night, actually, I have to call him back. But you can't just call up your guru all the time and what's going on here? I think I need this. But when you get the opportunity, you may be able to get an opportunity. You take the opportunity, ask really relevant, deep questions. But you'll find different Shiksha Gurus will come in your life. Vartma Pradarshika Gurus will come who, can show you a higher way. Everyone got to here somehow through a Vartma Pradarshika Guru. You met somebody who led you higher down the path. Keshava Gopal was Avani's Vartma Pradarshika Guru over wherever he met her on the street. And he said, hey, come over here. And then she started coming every day. And yes, some shiksha might be gained from what we have to offer here at Mantra Central. But ultimately, you find the most potent forms of shiksha that you can in your life, and you take these forms. This is what the devotee does. Anyway, and then you serve these personalities. And one of your prime shiksha instructors might say, like Srila Prabhupada used to do with his disciples, go here and preach and do this. And by following his instructions and rendering that service, that devotee is incredibly blessed. Srila Prabhupada did this with his Guru Maharaj. Prabhupada wanted to be in Sadhu Sangha. He wanted to be with his guru. His guru left, but he wanted to be with all the devotees in India. But his guru said, no, go to the West and preach. This is the guru's order. So Prabhupada, he was lamenting because he never fulfilled the order, and he finally went. And then just look what happened. And he became, not that he wasn't already, but it was established. He's absolutely a pure devotee.
The big Mridanga.
Yeah. And he was the Brihat Mridanga. We're going to have Brihat Mridanga come next weekend as well, after our Jagamohan comes. So that's very nice. So the Krishna house guys will come. But anyhow, take this opportunity. You all have it. It's so simple, actually. Just join the morning program, and then that's it. That's really all you have to do to start, and then everything else will be revealed. Connect with sadhus, and yeah, it's all coming. Everything is coming, and just join the chant Radha Krishna, join our mission, and like this is what we were singing in the morning today. That's all you have to do. Just join the mission, and Krishna will take care of the rest. No, none of you are ineligible.